I can
Yeah,
hear you. It looks like it's like a delay or something.
yeah, it's always a little few second delay. But we are live on YouTube. We got the Masked Man
Hey,
and Cody McCarson on here talking about
How's
reselling.
it going, guys?
What up? So let's go ahead and dive into it. So how you like Clubhouse so far before we start? You did anything with it?
I've heard good things. I personally haven't dabbled in. I've heard the content on it is phenomenal, though.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I followed a couple of people and hopped in a couple of podcasts, but I haven't really been able to dive in as much as I want to. It's just so much information. There's just so much content. So I
Yeah.
haven't really got to play around with it, but everything from what I've seen is nothing but positivity. I have nothing but good things to say about it as of right now. Good community, especially.
Yeah.
yeah,
They give so much value.
I've been spending hours on Clubhouse. Like just like one day I probably spent 8 or 10 hours on the app just listening, and sometimes I'll a lot of times they'll ask you to join, or they'll invite you up on stage or whatever. I talk a little bit, but mostly I've been just listening, just lurking in the background, listening to. My take on it, there's a bunch of people selling courses and selling consulting and things like that, or they plan to. And so the people that are on there right now, they're trying to sell themselves, and they're just giving away like just all kind of crap for free. So yeah, I like Clubhouse. I don't know if I'll like it in 6 months once they monetize it, and once they shut the doors and require you to pay and get into back rooms and stuff like that. I don't know if I like it then, but right now uh, I've learned a lot.
Oh yeah, like the connections are just unreal. Like I'm getting like I can talk to people in the DMs or people I didn't even know, but like are millionaires that are just giving away information for free just for following them.
Hmm.
I think it's good. So,
Yep, 100%.
oh, wait, so were you the masked man before COVID? So, or is it just the face mask that gave you the name? You on mute, my guy.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've been a
Yeah.
mask fan before COVID. I never really did a lot of videos and things like that. I mostly did audios or voiceovers. But it was more so just because I was a very big anonymous kind of guy, so it just kind of stuck with it. I probably end up taking off the mask and going a little bit further once I get my business a little bit more solidified. But as of
Okay.
now, there's uh
So, so what
all my
exactly?
connections and everything are.
So, what all do you do?
Um, I'm sorry, broke up a little. Can you say it one more time?
What all do you do? Like, do you just resell? You got something else? Did you?
No, I'm saying yeah. Outside of reselling, I was always a really big heavy trader. I'm into the fitness industry as well. Like I manage a couple of stores, but I was a really big heavy trader, and I was really big into crypto, and that's kind of like that anonymousness is kind of where that the mass man came from. And
Yeah.
I kind of just switched over to reselling when crypto kind of died down a little bit. Um, I kind of just stuck with it. But with reselling, like I do a little bit of everything. We dive into that. Like I try to touch everything. There's so much to learn. It's really so much you can have your different niches out. I haven't really found mine yet. I just really just dabble with everything I can. Like I have private labels, I have wholesale, I have making my own
Hmm.
listings. I dabble with resale arbitrage, online arbitrage, bundles. So I've dabbled with all of it. I feel like if I really niche down, I can see why that would be a lot more uh, productive. I'm trying to do that once I go full time. That's
Sure.
really the only thing that's been really holding me back is just because not having the timing to actually be able to just niche down and just bunkle and be like, that's what I want to focus on.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a team? Do you have anybody that's working with you?
I'm saying in the day, I'm saying other than the team, I know only have there's a couple of people if you're talking about like hands-on team, no. Like it's just me. I do
Okay.
my own business by myself. If you're talking about like people in the community, FBA Outlaw is a really good friend of mine. He has like helped me a lot. We go like way back. Well, I think we opened our stores around the same time, like 1 month apart. So like we go into that whole growing
Nice.
process together kind of thing. So like we help each other a lot when it comes to like bolos and like where we should be looking at wholesale courses and things like that nature. But other than that, yeah, I'm a one-man show. One-man show.
And so what are you doing? Like, what are your numbers per month?
I just posted. This is my second year. I did 550 my first year, and this year I think I finished maybe 1,000,005, I would think.
And you doing that by yourself?
Nice.
Like
Yeah. So
mainly
I'm saying
mainly RA? Like it's just a mix of everything.
year one was completely RA, completely. Got into wholesale
Hmm.
slightly outside of it. This year too, it's been a little bit of everything. Like I have a couple of private label things, but like also like I live in New York though, so like I don't want to say like numbers are skewed, but like 1 million for me is much different than if I lived in a different thing. Like I have to have a certain number because we have a lot of higher end products.
Yeah.
So I still run about like 30 to 40% ROI on it. But like for me, I learned that one of the biggest things I learned is making your own listing. That has made me a ton of money, a ton of success. I know
Hmm.
Amazon tried to clamp it down a little bit with it, but they've opened it back up. That it's back to being easy. I know before it was like kind of hard because the brand title they wouldn't let you use it with the UPC, but it's pretty much open again to being able to do it. COVID was a tricky year though. There's a lot of high priced items. I don't think I was going to do as well as I ended up doing. I didn't think I was going to hit 1 million. I had a lot more capital this year than I did last year, but like even with this year, there's a lot of high ticket items that skewed my numbers. But there was still really great ROI though. But like I sold a ton of pools, like 150% ROIs, but those are like $500,000 pops. So like those numbers are
Right.
definitely skewed. My average sale price, remember year one it was around like $35 per unit. Like this year it was like 140 or something. Like so like it was way higher. I sold away a lot less. I wasn't grinding as much because other businesses started to take off. But a lot of the numbers were skewed. Like right now I didn't get to source in January at all because I've been having crazy whatever jet lag, reseller lag, whatever people refer to it from quarter four. Like I didn't get to hit any type of clearances, anything like that. Like I said, I'm in the fitness industry too, so January makes it like it's a busy season for us. I haven't gotten to hit any clearances, so I'm really trying to transition
Sure.
more to wholesaling. But I'll still probably finish like 60, 70K this month. But that's just like if I do nothing, I'm probably going to finish 40, 50 just from listings I've created, my private label alone. From like, and when I say listings I created, I'm talking about RA items. I've created listings of replenishables. And like
Hmm.
I always preach that even when with Outlaw, I was telling them all the people when I used to have like a beginners of FBA group. Like I always tell them like one of the easiest things for if you want to get yourself going is make your own listings. Like that's make your own listings, make your own bundles, things like that, because you can find gold mines in that at least can keep yourself going when you're not really pushing just with that residual income of things like that, something from your local store. Um, but my game plan for this year is really to dive into wholesale. Everyone says that. I know everyone says that every year, but
Yeah.
I'm really trying to put some time aside and send out like I'm sending out this many emails
Oh
per
yeah.
month. I'm trying to build
Sure.
these kind of connects because I feel like e-commerce is definitely going to take off, and I'm just trying to make sure that I have everything situated for when that happens.
Oh, so
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, quarter four is a beast in itself. Though. Like most people do triple, quadruple their numbers quarter four than they do their whole year. Like
yeah.
I wasn't projecting to hit 1 million anywhere close to November. I think I did like 250, 200 like November, December. Like it was like the majority chunk of my numbers came from those 2 months. And then again, that was purely RA. That
Yeah.
was just toys. Like we shared some bolos. It was just like toy, like the Megalodons. I was on there early. Like a lot of the stuff like that when I'm not personally I'm satisfied with the money. I'm like not to say satisfied. I'm really happy with it. But like I'm not satisfied with the business model because like I can't tell you I'm gonna hit 1 million this year because I don't have a business plan set that I know. Okay, this is gonna be selling consistently, and that's what I really want to work on personally for this year.
Sure.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Also, so do you have like a mentor or something, or somebody that knows about wholesaling, or you just going into it by yourself?
Um, I, 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 I would think I'm a pretty bright guy. Everything I do is just like self-taught. I didn't take any classes or anything, but like it's send emails, contact people. It's like that's what even I've asked some people, some other people's courses, and I was like they've been like, oh, it's really good. They do spreadsheets. I was like, all right, so they tell you anything other than send emails and contact people, and it's like that's what it comes down to. Some people say, oh, go to trade shows. Some people like. But like at the end of the day, for everyone you don't know, you can go to any brand name website, hit contact us. They have a little thing on the bottom that says wholesale inquiries. Like it's just
Yeah,
as simple as that. The hardest thing I think when it comes to wholesale is finding brands that aren't saturated. Like that's the biggest thing, finding
Sure.
brands whose products aren't already on Amazon. Because even now a lot of brands are taking their product to Amazon and those IP complaints, they're the only ones on the listing that like finding new brands and then creating their listing on Amazon, I feel like has kept my business afloat, and that's what I'm trying to really push on going forward. Because that's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
trying to get some exclusive partnerships. A lot of my items aren't exclusive partnerships. You know what I'm saying so. This is just like I'm trying to get some more exclusive partnerships, and that's what I'm trying to build from there. I did a little bit more liquidation as you build your capital. Like I always tell people, like doors start opening up and things like that. So there's more things you can do to skew numbers when it comes to a volume game because you can buy in much bigger bulks. But stores have been clamping down on buying in bigger bulks too. I feel
yeah,
like wholesale is like one of the
Mm-hmm.
best ways to go. I remember like Target's clamped down on buying in bulks. Walmart, it's not really a hassle, but like it's also just a hassle. You got to deal with all the looks. You got like 4 carts. This is like it's not an easy process. So online. They've been restricting accounts. I had my Target account shut down for like 3 or 4 months.
mm.
Ooh.
Banned because of what I did with PS5s and stuff. But like,
Had a
um,
bot?
it happened. So I feel like the whole say again.
Did you have a bot? Is that why it got shut down, or you was just manually searching online?
For my PS5s, it was all manual. They had such people think it was a lot of bots, but they had such bot protection on things that like a lot of people didn't cop or bots. Like not at all. Like if I got a lot of PS5s, but even with the PS5s, a lot of people think that numbers are skewed, but Amazon didn't even let you sell them. Like there was a while that I had a lot of consoles and I was like taking a gamble. Like I'm just holding out until this
Sure.
day
Yeah.
because you know what I'm saying? Like I know that because people are like, oh, another drop's happening, another drop's happening. You can't sell online. Amazon was taking down
Mm-hmm.
listings all the time. eBay were blocking listings. Like all of my PS5s went local. I ain't selling not one of them on any third party market other than the Facebook Marketplace. Like everything went local.
Dang.
I'm not complaining with it. Yeah, every single
Sure.
one had to be a local transaction. Every single one. And like to me, I was like, dang, this is definitely not the hassle. And I had a good amount. I had like upwards of like the 40 plus of both consoles. So it was just like I thought it was going to be a bust actually, and I was just like, worst case I can do StockX, but so, but like the reason I was saying that is because I feel like as time's going on, these retailers are shying away from having flippers and resellers come in, and that's why I feel like building a good business model of getting
Yeah.
wholesale connects or realizing how you can have a sustainable business is just like that's the key. Having that business model of oh, you know how to make a list and you know how to find the profitable product rather than just chasing bolos and so on and so forth. I feel like that's the only way you can be successful in reselling regardless, but that's the only way you can actually build a successful business on it. Like you can actually know your numbers and be comfortable with what's coming in each month or whatever without having to be like, oh, I gotta find the next bolo. It should just be like, I just
Yeah.
do my product research and this is what I do with that product research. And so that's what I'm just really transitioning to.
Oh,
It sounds like I've been in the game a long time. It's only been 2 years. It's only been 2 years, but so I'm
great.
still learning too. So
So what tools do you use for the product research? You use Keepa or
yeah, keep a tactical arbitrage. are my best friends. I've actually haven't used TA as much as I've actually learned you can. There's some really good guys out there. Shout out to Gabe C. He showed me some beautiful things I can do with tactical arbitrage, like niching down on certain things, like when you run 30% off, uh, 30% off sales or buy one get one sales, just being able to put in those filters to actually really get a better outlook on everything. But my only thing is
Sure.
just I use TA and I use Keepa. Those are my biggest things. But like I'm really big on now too. I get a lot of magazines just to search for products that are not on Amazon. To be honest, like a lot of people be like, Josh, how do you do those kind of numbers you do mask? And it's just really just a fact of I really try to find things that are not on Amazon and I make listings for them. That's really my whole
That's
thing.
smart.
Keyword searching isn't as hard as people think. Making a thing will get listed or even getting sales. People talk about you have to do all this advertising and paying and do this product launching. It's really not. I've launched multiple P&L products. I've made at least I can tell you I've made at least 10 products. I probably could show you them because I'm not even on the listings anymore because too many sales that came on that are top 1%. I have a couple of beauty product listings I've made. They'll still say like my manufacturer name because I haven't gotten copy. I don't have the what is it called, the brand protection, but my brand is there because I have my trademark still going through, and like you can see, and they're like top 40,000 in beauty and stuff like that. Um, but like that's the biggest thing. Like people want certain things, and there's certain things. There's a lot of. I know you guys have looked into like Ulta and stuff like. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of brands that just have like exclusive Ulta partnerships, and they're not on Amazon because Ulta's not on Amazon. So like, is it that by itself is it's a gold mine if you really dig and dive in it. Us being males, we don't know as
Sure.
much when it comes to the beauty thing, so it makes it a little bit harder. But if you dig and dive or ask around, I ask people all the time, all my female friends, like what are they buying, what are they using for this? I look at certain magazines and I see those little exclusive at this store at Belk and things like those, and I bundle a couple of things, and that has been really, really successful for me. And I always tell people because it's like it only helps everybody else. People ask me and think I have all these secrets, but like I'm happy if you make a listing for me on Amazon and it becomes successful. You know what I'm saying? Because if I ever come across it, I'll start selling on it. And that's just how the game goes. Like that's just how the game goes. So
Yeah.
and then hopefully you can get a wholesale agreement with it, so you're getting it at a better price. But
the last
again,
the last months of Q4, the like November, December, we made a couple listings for toys. It was the Deanna doll before it tanked. We was selling it for like $80 and it was 20, but then sellers jumped on it and that shit just fucking
yeah,
plunged.
that
We did
it's
it.
the worst, but it's
Mm-hmm.
the name of the game though. Name of the game. I have multiple listings I got kicked off of, and like this, I used to go back in there. I used to like fight and be like, "Oh, this bundle isn't exactly do test buys." But like, and then the day, it's like it's the name of the game. Like if you become good at it and you do it for a little while, it's not like it's like one of those teach a man how to fish and get or give a man the fish kind of thing. So like I don't get too upset about it at all anymore. I'm like I'll just make another one and I'll just
Mm-hmm.
refine it that it'll be a little bit more customized. A lot of people also don't understand like find bundles too. Um, it takes out about 50% of the competition because a lot of the new sellers that people hate, the tanks, they're not going to put the extra work to actually just bundle the products, or they don't have the capital, or they don't have the
Mm-hmm.
time because they're not full time, or they
Yep.
don't have the dedication. So when it comes to competitiveness, just bundles and making your own listings or adding something for it, most people, if they're just at home or doing it as a side hustle or something, they'll put it on TA, they'll pop up, but they're not going to actually sit the time like, oh, let me buy 20 of these and then 20 of these from these stores and then package just like this and like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So that's a big plus. Like them thinking about it, even though it might not be hard because we get down the system doing it, it just gets rid of all those people, especially if they're gonna be like tanking it and things like that because they'll do it once and they see that they had to tank the price to get it to sell and they're like, I'm not going for that work anymore. like so it keeps
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
competition very low. So I'm a big fan of it, and I encourage people to do it. More products than Amazon does is better for everybody too. Um, so that's one of the
Yep.
things I have to say that
I
made me
was I
very
was
successful.
That's awesome, man. I was on a clubhouse the other night, and I was talking to a guy on there, and a big seller in Miami. He said that his average SKU when he bundles it goes up 125%. So you're looking at per item. So like each item, he's getting 25% higher on each. And so one that I found like forever ago was a peanut butter and a jelly that somebody had bundled together, and like together they were selling for like Amazon was on the listing for like 289 or something, but bundling them together it was 18.99, and so it was like ridiculously more, and it was selling, it was doing well. So I want to get my bundle game on to figure out how to do more of that.
So
Yeah, that's
what
one of
category
my favorite things.
more? Is it you just mix
I'm sorry,
it,
say
or
that one time. It broke up a little bit.
what categories do you bundle in more? Is it mainly in grocery, or do you do it all across the board?
To be honest, like right now it's all across the board, and I really jump around. It depends on what spurs or sparks the interest on me looking through something. Like, to be honest, I've seen the most success in beauty. I probably know the. I don't think I actually know a lot about beauty, but I understand the metrics and like if you give me a sales rank, I can probably tell you off the top of my head how often it's going to sell just because I've done that the most. But that's only because I've sold it. There's so much quantity of it. I've sold a lot of things, so I know like, oh, something that's actually a 200 sales rank, I'll still sell 4 or 5 times in a week. You know what I'm saying? So, but beauty has been really good.
Sure.
Grocery. But also the reason why I lean towards those is because I'm a fan of replenishables. Like that customer base of them actually liking it and experiencing it. It's a repeat customer as opposed to other things like electronics, toys. There's a higher chance of it being a one-off because it's like you have to think about it. In order for them to buy that same toy or electronic, it has to break, like, or it has to be like no more use for the one they bought
Right.
before. So I try to shy away from those just because the repeat customer. I've heard that a lot of people are trying to get into grocery this quarter one. I don't really understand it because I've looked at grocery wholesaling and it's freaking tough. A lot of competition. Amazon is a ridiculous competitor on it because of Whole Foods, but I also know a couple of guys who've been super successful with it. So, um, to be honest, like there's so many possibilities because you find any item that's good, and you might say, oh, it's a 20% margin markup or 20, 10, 15%, but like it's like you find another item that's good in the same category, and it's like, well, you can just put those two items together, make your own listing, and now you get the 40, 50%. So I find the most
Yep.
success though from groceries and beauty, more so beauty than anything else.
That's cool.
Nice. I got a question, man. How did you get started in Amazon? So I know you got fitness background. You're not that far in, and you're killing it, man. Like, how did you get introduced? Like, what's your story before, and kind of
So
getting
before
into?
Yeah, before I did a lot of just hype drops, like everyone sells sneakers, buys it. I didn't really know much about the field. And my girl was interested, and they did a lot of eBay. Um, so I did a little exclusive drops at the eBay things. Did a couple of what are they called? The sales that happen like sample sales. I did a couple of sample sales of eBay and things, and I remember one quarter
Okay.
four came around, and she was telling me how used clothing and things doesn't do as well, and I got into eBay with electronics because I was a big electronic guy, like used DVD players, like they had good markups, especially the VCR DVD players at one point. And then I remember went to one Walmart and I was like, oh, let me look at
Mm-hmm.
clearance and sell things on eBay. And then I was like, everyone keeps telling me do use books on Amazon, things like that. And I was like, let me just scan it. And then I just saw the markup difference between eBay and Amazon. And I didn't even realize the velocity or effect that Amazon had. But then I was like, all right, so let me just post this on eBay. Let me post it also on Amazon. Just got a new I got a new account. And then like there were certain things that were just selling like same day, like
Mm-hmm.
instantly, and not like I didn't experience
Yep.
that with eBay. Sometimes something sold like in 2 days, 3 days, like, oh, that was a good find. But like there was literally stuff. I posted it. I am walking to the checkout and it just sold, and I was just like, that's ridiculous. And I know a lot of Amazon
Yeah.
sellers, and they finally said it's just like this, like ridiculous. And then that literally just got me hooked from that point on. I was like, oh, I got to learn about this.
So,
I was doing
Yeah.
clearance hunting then. I don't know if you guys ever saw my Instagram. You guys can see the little journey. I used to post a lot more back then, but year two I didn't really post that at all. But like I started really so just like it just took off from there, and I just dug into it. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of people who've been doing Amazon selling for a while, and I was just like the common individual who didn't know that when you bought from Amazon, about 70% of the
Yeah.
time it's not coming from Amazon. Just like like I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
realize that, and that just opened my mind, and then from then it was just that was just a story. That's how it started, and then I just kind of ran with it from there. Just ran with it.
Oh, so do you only source in New York?
Nice.
Do you take sourcing trips?
No, I haven't. I guess a lot of people. That's why I feel kind of bad because I do have great numbers. They're impressive, but like I know I've worked harder in the beginning than I've worked in the second. But like things start to get skewed once you get like when you have more capital and you still like you find good niches because this I know some guys who source trip, TJ Maxx and all that, and like I'm still only part time, so I don't have the time and the energy to do it, especially now with the COVID waiting on the lines. So that's why I really just tried to focus on what I
Mm-hmm.
saw was most productive. And that was like a lot of OA, a lot of RA. So this
Yeah.
year though, botting did help me a lot when it came to a little bit of OA with certain things, like printers and things like all those items like heaters. That's why I'm not too happy with my numbers because I can't reliably think I could get those. I think I would reliably still be at year one numbers. I think I would be at maybe 500, 600. And now I could be like, okay. But that my goal was a million and I did get it, but like I'm not happy of how it happened. I was saying that since March because even when COVID started and there was like a lot of OTC things selling, um, like
Mm-hmm.
emergency and all those things, and I'm just like I'm really just going by the trend, month by month, just what's hot and going. And I asked someone, the Amazon guy actually, and I was telling him like, oh, like, and he was like, oh, that's always the case though. Every year is always going to be a trend, so you can't knock it. He was like, I understand why you're upset because you can't trust that as being like a source of income. He's like, at the same time, every year there's always going to be a trend. So as long as you stay on your game, you're going to be making
Yeah.
that extra a third or whatever of your gross sales from whatever that trend was that year. And I was like, oh, that is a good point because the year before there was a trend, and I thought I was like, oh, what I'm going to do next year. But sure enough, this year came around and there was a trend, and sure enough that in a couple of months there'll probably be another trend that helps out. But I right now I only source. Well, I haven't sourced this year like since January at all. Um, I did one liquidation spot and I opened a couple of new wholesale accounts. And I did some wholesale orders, but I'm really trying to focus on that. I'm really trying to really focus on like bundles, wholesales, and just hope that I get like the better price to beat out competition because I feel like with certain things, how people are just
Mm-hmm.
shying away from reselling. I feel like the hassle is just so great. I had so much hassle with Target, especially end of year last year. Not even counting the OA, but in going in store with RA because of the deals they had, like the buy two get three, like so many. I had so many things. Oh no, you only can get four. You only can get five. I had to order pick up with a lot of things, and I go like circle around and go
Yeah.
back to pick up the rest. That I was just like, oh man, like it was great money, and I'm normally quarter four again. I'm gonna probably do the same thing, but I'm just really trying to solidify how to fill those gaps in between that right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds amazing, man.
Dude,
Especially you
get.
2 years in. That's
Sorry.
stupid. Oh no, I was just saying what he's doing is amazing. He's only 2 years in, and he's acting like this is nothing. Like he did a meal.
Yeah. Getting into your head a little bit is. I feel the same way a little bit. Thank you. I feel the same way a little bit about 2020 because there were several. I would say if you took out my top 3 or 4 SKUs that'll never happen again, probably. Some of the ones that I was selling in March, and then some of the pools and those like my numbers probably dropped like 150,000 or something and so I can't count on those going into the next year. So I know exactly what you're. I, out of the successful resellers I've talked to, I think everybody's saying the same thing you are. How do I find something that I can, stick on that's not a bolo, but might be something that can be a replenishable or something that, stick for 6 months or a year where I can make money on it for a while. So um, I, I hear what you're saying, but I mean, get in your head a little bit. Like you doing it semi part time and being able to do that, that's encouraging. Like if I can, heck, I don't know if I can get up to those numbers. I think I'd fill out. That seems like a nice volume to be at.
Yeah, I know he said he's only available for 30 minutes, so we hit the 30-minute mark. But it was great talking to you, man. You gave out some great insight, and I hope you do good this year.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, we could definitely do it again, man. It was great. You guys have helped me out tremendously this year. I definitely had mentioned it to you. Man, I didn't really speak to you so much. I definitely mentioned to you, Cody, but like, definitely all for it. I appreciate it. Thank you for you guys having me.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Hey, thank you so much,
All
brother.
right,
Have a good
man.
night.
See you.